Survivor the Amazon is perhaps the wildest season in the franchise and maybe of all reality TV shows ever made. It's got peanut butter, chocolate, burning camps, and rampant hormones. After the mess of Thailand, the franchise certainly needed a jolt of energy and fun. So without further ado, let's count down the top 10 craziest moments from the steamy and dreamy 6th season. At number 10 on our list, we have the whodunit mystery of the granola bar rapper.
What is that?
Did you guys see what I see?
Yep.
Whose is that?
Whose wrapper is that? Because that is not fair.
There's something in there that shouldn't be in there.
Every season of Survivor gives us one mystery that would make Scooby-Doo proud. But in Survivor the Amazon, it wasn't a masked villain in the jungle. It was a rogue granola bar rapper. The women of Jabiru were soaked, starving, and rapidly unraveling, and it's only day 6. So when someone found a granola wrapper mysteriously tucked into their common food stash, things exploded.
At the bottom, there's a granola bar. It was a wrapper. I had no idea if it was empty or not.
I think that somebody just needs to fess up.
Yeah, really.
Well,
it was not me.
Cue the suspicious glares, cue the moral outrage, cue the instant finger pointing at Janet, the oldest woman in the tribe, who was already exhausted and physically struggling. Janet, bless her, gave a shaky, I have no idea where that came from defense, which in Survivor might as well be a confession. Jean even claims she saw the wrapper in Janet's stuff, which is basically the tribal version of I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. Despite there being zero actual proof, the tribe latched onto that idea that Janet might have smuggled food, and just like that, the case was closed. But plot twist, this wasn't a whodunit, it was a who planted it. Years later, Rob Cesternino spilled the trail mix. Production had also slipped a granola wrapper into the men's camp. The only difference, that footage mysteriously vanished from the edit, like a granola bar in Janet's bag. So what does that mean? Janet didn't sneak snacks. She got sacrificed at the altar of storylines, framed by producers, devoured by paranoia, and booted for a crime she didn't commit. She wasn't a food smuggler, she was Survivor's first granola scapegoat. Justice for Janet. In her final words, Janet summed up the experience not with bitterness, but with the best midlife crisis advice ever put on television.
Thinking of having a midlife crisis, I would highly suggest a change of hairstyle. So, thanks and good luck.
Coming in at number 9, Jeff shits on Jenna's win seconds after she becomes a millionaire. Well, there it is. The confetti's falling, the votes are red, and Jenna Maraska is crowned the winner of Survivor. The Amazon is a 6-1 landslide.
How did this happen?
Imagine getting 85% of the jury vote, setting a new Survivor record for the biggest blowout win ever. And instead of confetti and praise, you get Jeff Probst looking like he just stepped in dog crap.
How did a spoiled 21-year-old swimsuit model get all 6 votes? Here are the other votes. Jenna, it was a landslide.
Jeff says this on live national television, not in a cheeky roast the winner kind of way. No, this was a full-on, are we really doing this? He's genuinely confused how Jenna, who won more immunities than any woman in Survivor history up to that point, who built strong social bonds, and who played the endgame flawlessly, could possibly have earned those votes. Let's break it down. Jenna won 4 individual immunities. She turned down a final 2 offer from Rob because she knew she could beat Matt. She survived tribal politics, social tension, a failing alliance, and yes, even a moment where she wanted to quit. And yet, when she wins, Jeff says,
For a good 36 of the 39 days, you acted like a selfish, spoiled, only child.
cool, great, love that we're dunking on a 21-year-old girl who just survived in the Amazon for over a month in 1 year show, Jeff. Sure, Jenna wasn't a flawless winner, but guess what? A perfect winner is boring. She made it messy, emotional, strategic, and it earned her the win. The only reason it doesn't get the respect it deserved is because Jeff told us not to respect it. This was the moment Jeff Probst cracked open the door and said, yeah, you can hate her, and the fandom stormed through it. So thanks, Jeff, you told the world it was okay to be cruel to a young woman who gave everything she had. And for what? So you could play hype man for the smartest player to never win?
For a good 36 of the 39 days, you acted like a selfish, spoiled, only child.
But why was her win treated like a glitch in the system? Coming in at number 8, we've got the spoilers to end all spoilers. So why did it feel like the show itself was trying to convince us Jenna didn't deserve the win? Let's rewind. Before Amazon even aired, the entire season was blown wide open by a guy named Jenna Won, a self-described tourist who visited the set, talked to sources, and then dropped a full season's worth of spoilers on an online forum called Survivor Sucks. He didn't just guess, he leaked the boot order, revealed the tribes were divided by gender, and even named the final two, Jenna and Matthew. The only problem, he said Matthew won. So what did production allegedly do? Simple. They edit the show to make Matthew look like the winner. Fans believe this mess with the edit approach was meant to mislead anyone following the spoilers. And it worked. Jenna's arc was downplayed. She was made to look entitled and annoying, and her actual gameplay was barely shown until the finale. Her win wasn't built up, it was treated like a late game twist. The kicker, Jenna Won literally wrote a book about the whole thing. He turned blowing up a reality show into a cash grab, then came back a year later to spoil Survivor All-Stars as well. So was Jenna unfairly villainized to throw people off the scent? Would the fans hate and Jeff's reunion takedown ever have happened if not for Jenna Won? We'll never know. Hey you, hate Russell Hantz? There's no better way to show him how much he sucks than by subscribing to Russell Muscle TV and helping me beat him in subscribers. Soon he'll be crying more than when he lost Survivor twice. There's awkward, there's unsettling, and then there's Matthew. Coming in at number 7 is Matthew and his mom at the loved one's visit. Throughout Survivor the Amazon, Matthew walked the line between eccentric and straight up serial killer cosplay. The man spent most of his free time sharpening a machete and glaring into the abyss. Chrissy literally had to spell it out. This guy was creepy.
Matt is creepy. He's creepy. He's creepy.
But the full extent of Matthew's Matthewness doesn't hit until the loved one's visit. Usually the most emotional, humanizing moment of the season, he wins the challenge, faces the classic dilemma, and selflessly gives up time with his mom so everyone else can reunite with their loved ones. And then it gets weird.
It was an amazing experience. It was really touching for me to see all the tears, all the emotion.
Yes, Matthew describes the experience of watching his castmates cry with joy as if he were some deity. But don't worry, Jeff rewards him anyway with his own one-on-one dinner with mom.
Just the two of us, Mom. It's gonna be a romantic evening. My relationship with my mom is great. It's not the conventional mother-son relationship. My mom is tough.
That sound you just heard was 20 million people choking on their popcorn. Look, love your mom, cherish your mom, maybe just don't tell her it's going to be a romantic evening. And if that wasn't enough, we were treated to one of the most bizarre exchanges in Survivor history.
We've missed you awfully.
Have you?
Yeah, of course. I talk to you at home. Even if I don't see you, I talk to you.
No, I like that.
Now let's play a game. Choose where you'd rather be in between these scenarios. Option A is the most awkward mother-son date in history. Or option B, come back to the worst smelling camp in history, where Butch is throwing up and pooping his pants.
5 bottles of wine. I'm wearing a Speedo. The girls are in their bikinis. It's like a rap video.
Honestly, I think I'd hold my breath and go with option B.
And I have a feeling that at least one of those two people soiled themselves.
One group got a wild Survivor party, the other group got a scene that would make Dr. Phil cancel the whole damn show.
I mean, it is so bad, I'm about ready to gag.
I have not smelled the worst smell in 31 days.
Coming in at number 6 is the flirty mixer where things go from battle of the sexes to battle of the hormones. After a week in the game, the tribes are still divided by gender. The men have just suffered back-to-back losses. The tribes are told they're playing for shampoo, deodorant, and toothpaste, which, let's be real, is already enough to make the Jabiru women scream with joy. But more importantly, it's the first time the tribes get to mingle, and boy do sparks fly.
Alex. Hey, Jenna.
How'd you know my name?
Because I'm really, really smart and I pay attention a lot.
Suddenly, deodorant is the least interesting thing on display, and Rob is striking out left and right.
Heidi, do you have any conditioner?
No.
Shot down by another woman.
Even Jeff Probst is giggling. It's less of a challenge and more of a speed dating social experiment. Rob's calling it the best day of his life. Daniel's making eyes at Shauna. The girls are twirling their hair and stealing point. The vibe is full on middle school dance. And unsurprisingly, the women win, but Rob celebrates in his own way back at camp.
She's probably a 9.5 in real life, and right about now she's closing in on a 6. So that kind of levels the playing field for a guy like me.
Rob goes full romance novel, a fantasy where he and Heidi become survivor soulmates. Alex, Dave, even Butch, all of them are suddenly dreaming.
I guess she is. I'm 50 years old. I'm not supposed to look at things like that, but of course I'm not dead either.
It's like Love Island meets Lord of the Flies. And of course, the icing on the cake is that helicopter shot.
Jenna and Shauna kind of went off from the older women because we're younger and we're cuter. We've got better bodies, and for some reason, that's like a huge issue with older people.
The Jabiru girls lean into their power, openly strategizing about distracting the men with their bodies in the event of a merge.
If there's a merge, it would definitely be to our advantage to go topless because guys, it's all they ever think about.
Coming in at number 5, we have the first ever battle of the sexes. 8 men, 8 women, deep in the jungle, no distractions, just bugs, egos, and gender politics. The men immediately assumed victory was theirs.
It's going to be the men against the women. But they don't have the strength. They may have the will, but, and this is a forbidden place. It's pathetic.
Meanwhile, on the women's tribe, Heidi, the observant genius, had this revelation.
When Jeff called the 5th girl, I knew it like instantly. This is an all-woman tribe.
It's perfect. The women are underdogs. The men are cocky. The stage is set for a showdown. The guys build a flawless shelter. The women are boiling their underwear. The edit screams this is gonna be a slaughter. And then the challenge happens. The men blow their massive lead. Jabiru wins.
They're so freaking cocky. They're like, oh, we're never gonna go to tribal council, and it's just so annoying. I just want to beat them to just kind of like shut them up.
Coming in at number 4 on our list, we have Chrissy's confusing vote for Jenna to be the sole survivor. Let's keep it brief because this one has been debated for a long time. It's a question without a perfect answer. Why did Chrissy vote for Jenna to win? Throughout the season, we hear how Chrissy does not click with other young girls on her tribe, especially Jenna and Heidi. And this is highlighted the most after her elimination at the final 6.
She voted out. I did it. I'm gonna make sure those freaking evil stepsisters of mine are not gonna win the $1 million. Not gonna happen.
Her sentiment could not be clearer. She will not vote for Heidi or Jenna to win $1 million. Yet only 6 days later, Chrissy votes for Jenna to win. It's baffling, and it's something people have debated for over 20 years. At the reunion, Chrissy says that it just had to do with how long they were on a tribe together, and as we know, Matt is creepy.
Jenna since day one, and we've been competing since the first day, and I met Matt in the middle, and I felt, hey, she made it all the way, so give her that opportunity to win $1 million.
And it's not like her vote was the deciding vote for Jenna. She would have won whether or not Chrissy voted for her. But what do you think? Why would she have done it? Was Matt really that creepy? Anyway, let's keep moving. Coming in at number 3 is Butch burning down the camp on day 34.
Butch, what you doing? More firewood?
Ooh, it's dry.
Butch roped everyone into his firewood obsession and no one gets it.
I don't know why, but Butch said that I have to get firewood.
Butch done lost his mind.
Butch was out there logging like he was being paid by the cord. Maybe he figured that was his only way to the $1 million.
I don't know what Butch's obsession with firewood is. When Butch wakes up in the morning, the first thing he says is, we need to go get some firewood.
And then we all saw it coming. The entire camp went up in flames. Clothes gone, food gone, Jenna's sorority heirlooms toasted, Butch's believe in yourself sign, poof.
None of our bags are left, everything's gone, guys. The wood we had in there must have caught on fire, and down she came.
No shit, Sherlock.
I could see how it happened. There was an awful lot of wood stacked there. And I'm not gonna point any fingers because we don't do that, this tribe.
You might not point fingers, Matthew, but I do, and it was very clearly Butch. At this point, I'm not even sure Butch was a real contestant. He had zero strategy, zero self-awareness, and conveniently triggered the most dramatic event of the endgame. I'm convinced he was a production plant sent in to cause chaos. Say what you will, but Butch finally lit a fire under the season, literally. But before there was Parvati, before there was Tony, before there was strategy as we know it, there was Rob Cesternino.
I gotta say it, Rob's probably the smartest player the game of Survivor has ever seen to never win.
Coming in at number 2 is the dominance of Rob Cesternino. A self-proclaimed student of the game, Rob didn't just play Survivor, he rewrote it. He flipped alliances, then flipped again, then flipped on the people he just flipped with, and somehow everyone still trusted him. He orchestrated vote after vote, dragging pawns like Matt and Butch behind him, while keeping the actual threats constantly confused. He called it his chain of command. I call it genius.
What would you say is the key to this game?
I think that the key to the game is always knowing where you stand, and you need to have a working relationship with every person. You don't need to be their friend.
He was witty, dangerous, and completely unpredictable, a triple threat that made him terrifying heading into the first All-Star season. He didn't even make it to the merge because every returning player had the same thought. If Rob Cesternino's still here, we're all screwed. They were right, and while he never won the million, Rob redefined what a Survivor player could be. Strategic, self-aware, and hilarious as hell. Without him, there's no Rob as a podcast, no evolution of strategy, no blueprint for future legends. Rob didn't just play the game, he revolutionized it. Number 1, chocolate and peanut butter. Let's be honest, this wasn't just a moment, it was a cultural event that led to Playboy photo shoots.
I'll take my clothes off for chocolate and peanut butter.
It's day 21, the tribes have just merged. It's the first individual immunity challenge. Jeff Probst tells them they'll be standing on tiny planks for hours, unless they're tempted to jump for food. Heidi and Jenna don't even blink.
I'll take my clothes off for chocolate and peanut butter.
Will they actually do it? They better, because Rob Cesternino's head is going to explode.
Get the girls some chocolate and peanut butter, Probst.
If you had coal, I'm so in.
Oh, there you go.
And just like that, Jeff Probst walks in with chocolate, peanut butter, all out of nowhere.
1 heaping plate of rich peanut butter.
Okay.
You guys can share. Big tray, chocolate cookies.
Heidi, you want to do it? Yeah.
They strip, they dive, the peanut butter gets devoured, and 20 million viewers lose their collective minds.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. All the kids at school, I'm not looking.
Nobody's looking. You guys aren't even trying to tempt these guys off with this.
I am looking.
It was outrageous. It was iconic. It was definitely not suitable for network TV, and it instantly became Survivor legends. At that point, Jenna and Heidi redefined what people would do for peanut butter. Grab yourself some chocolate and peanut butter on your own and jump in for the top 10 craziest moments of Survivor Pearl Islands.